Once there was a dog called Stinky Dog. Stinky Dog had a smell that changed with her mood. On cheerful days, she smelled like candy floss, pink sponge sugar that squished like a comforting cloud. On grumpy days, she smelt like damp football boots that had been left in the bag mixed with whiffy cheese, not the tasty kind. On curious days, she smelt like vanilla candles and curry. And on difficult days, she smelt like coffee breath and tiger poo. One day, Stinky Dog lay in her basket with her head on her paws when her nose began to twitch. She lifted her head and began to notice that everything around her had changed. She could sense something in the air, but she couldn't smell what it was. Her nose tingled and fizzed, but she couldn't identify any of the familiar smells she was used to. She ran to the front door and forced her head out of the cat flap, which almost got wedged stuck as it was a tight fit. Once out in the air, Stinky Dog's nose felt cold and damp. But still, the air was empty of smells. What's going on? Thought Stinky Dog. I don't like this at all. Once out on a walk, Stinky Dog spotted her best friend, Monty, and tugged at the lead. I can't smell anything, she panted. How can I tell what type of day it is if I can't smell it? My human says it's called uncertainty, said Monty, and ran around in excited circles with his ball. Uncertainty? Whatever could this mean? And how long would it last? Stinky Dog did not like it one little bit. She plunked her bottom down on the pavement and refused to move. Every time her human tried to call her home, she barked loudly. The longer she stayed there, the darker it grew, and soon the air was filled with a smell that was familiar and strong. It was beef and onion crisps and sour milk. It was earthworms and mould mixed with eggy water. It was fear. Stinky Dog threw her head back and howled at the moon. Oh! The moon howled back. Why are you copying me? Howled Stinky Dog angrily. Because the answer to your question is the same as the question itself, said the moon calmly, before its light was covered by a passing cloud. Well, that doesn't make any sense at all, waffed Stinky Dog into the vast sky. The question is the same as the answer itself, she repeated, feeling confused. She wasn't even sure now what her question had been. She trotted home, jumped onto her human's lap and rolled over to have her tummy rubbed all in one smooth move. As she lay there making her human feel safe and connected, whilst doing the same for herself, she began to understand what the moon had meant. The no-smell had been the worst for Stinky Dog because it was unfamiliar, and that had led to fear. Her frightened howl was echoed back because only she could speak her truth. And here she was with a new truth, and that she had brought about with kindness for herself. It smelt like chamomile and strawberries, nurseries and cut grass. It smelt like home. Stinky Dog learned that day that she would need to use all of her senses if she was going to be okay through this. She'd need to pay attention to them. Because time was stuck in treacle, and the more you wish time to pass, the more stubborn it becomes. Now she is a new dog. Now she breathes the day in, but she listens too. She feels it and sees it. Make sure she gets the food that she needs to thrive. Well, there we go, dearies. I hope you liked your story from Granny Edie today. See you soon.